Hey guys, welcome to this week's tech video. What I've got in front of me, suspension. Suspension is something that a lot of enthusiasts put on their car quite quickly, don't understand necessarily why they should put it, why they maybe shouldn't put it, what it does, and the different parts of the suspension. So right here we're looking at a brand new set of BC ZR three-way adjustable coilovers, imported by Omega One Industries, graciously donated to us for this video by the owner, who's standing just off camera. He's been making some strange noises because he literally saw these about 5 minutes ago and he's super excited. So guys, with suspension, there's a couple of things that you should look for. Quality, ease of getting service parts, and exactly what you're gonna do with the car. Because everybody drives differently, everybody uses their car for different things. All of this stuff plays a part. Somebody that just wants to lower their car and not much else, you can go get some lowering springs, that's the end of it. If you want to go full coilover though, you need to educate yourself. So basically there's one-way adjustable coilovers, two-way, three-way. What we're looking at right here is three-way. On a one-way, usually you've got the adjustment here at the top or on the bottom, so you can go hard, soft, or anywhere in between, so you can set up the car the way that you want to set it up. On a two-way, you've got adjustment here at the top and usually here on an external gas reservoir. Since this is a three-way, you've got an adjustment here, here, and here. So you've got absolutely every option available to you to dial it in exactly the way you want to dial it in. You can run coilovers like this on the street. We've got plenty of friends and people that we know that do, but they are more track orientated for somebody that's willing to take the time to set them up. So what we're going to go through now is some basics on architecture of suspension, exactly what each part is called. This right here is the top mount. The top mount on some suspension applications, it can have a spherical bearing here, it can be a rubber bearing, or it could have a camber and caster plate at the top. So you can do adjustments to your alignment from the top there as well. This right here is your spring. You get various different lengths of spring. This one right here is a 180, which means it's 180 millimeters long, 62, which means 62 millimeters wide, and 010, that's the spring rate, so it's 10 kilos, right? This is the spring. An important thing that very, very few people check when they buy coilovers, and I'm not talking just about people that are installing them at home, I'm talking about mechanics as well. They take them out of the box and they whack them on the car. You need to check the preload, and the preload is what? If this spring is 180 millimeters, preload is how much tension there is on the spring when it's squeezed. So basically, if this is 180 millimeters, BC recommends that preload should be between 3 and 5 mil, which means once the locking collar, which is this part right here, this is the spring mount and the locking collar to it, once they're all locked onto this, this should be at maximum 175 millimeters long as opposed to 180, because that's the preload, that 5 millimeters worth of preload. As I said there, this is the perch for the spring. This is the locking collar that locks it in place. This is another locking collar. This is the bottom mount. So you've got top mount here, bottom mount here. This one specifically is for a Honda Civic EG track car with a fork type bottom mount. This body, as you can see through the spring and under the bottom mount and everything, this right here, this is the damper body itself. This is where all the magic happens, gas filled and liquid filled. These specifically, since they're ZRs, they've got an external reservoir on them so that some of the gas and the liquid in the damper can be moved away from the damper body so that it stays cooler and it isn't affected by as much heat. But the one thing we do recommend is, if you're going to buy suspension, don't get too many opinions off the internet, because everybody says everything. Everybody will tell you one brand is great and then another 5 people on that side will tell you that brand is terrible. Do your research, find out what works, and consult the person that you're buying suspension off. But I mean this, and I am very serious about this. Make sure the person that you're buying suspension off knows what they're talking about, because we've seen a ton of cars here in Cyprus with very good suspension brands installed on the car, but they're close to undrivable because they've got entirely the wrong spring rate on them. Take the example of BC. You can go on to BC's website and look at suspension for a Honda Civic, for a Mitsubishi Evolution, for a Lexus IS 200, and BC will give you, without trying to undersell it, somewhere between 8 and 12 different spring combinations and options, depending on what you're doing, how you're doing it, how much power you're putting out, what you want to drive, how you want to drive the car, where you drive it. All this stuff comes into the fore. All of it is important. And ultimately, because suspension is what connects your car to the hubs, to the brakes, and ultimately to the road, it counts for a lot. You don't want something that's too hard for the road where the car's going to be bumping around all the time, but at the same time, you can't, sorry guys over there are doing something, you can't have suspension that's so soft that you're going around the corner and the car's wallowing and it's as if you haven't put any suspension on the car. And one thing that I do recommend, if you want to lower your car a little bit, if you want to dial it in a little bit, go for a one-way adjustable suspension. BC's great, the BR series, fantastic. The DS series, the new one, which Omega One Industries is supplying a lot of lately with the digressive springs. Great for street driving as well as track driving. They respond very quickly. Fantastic coilover. RM series, exactly the same. When you get up to the higher ones like the ER series, the HM series, and the ZR series that are two-way and three-way adjustable, unless you're willing to spend the time dialing it in and getting it exactly where you want, keep it simple and go for something one-way adjustable, right? And on a final note, guys, suspension is not a lifetime thing. As with everything aftermarket, it needs servicing. At one point or another, you need to take your suspension somewhere and get it serviced, whether it's in country or whether you send it out of the country. It's not something that you set and forget. Depending on how much you drive the car and how you drive it, service life could be every 20,000 Ks, it could be every 30,000 Ks, could be every 50. It's not up for me to say. It depends on you, it depends on the coilovers, it depends on how you drive. I'm telling you though, plenty of options out there, just do your research. Guys, thanks for watching this week. This is James. We got the owner coming in. There we go. Guys, crazy noises. He was so excited when he saw this suspension and I can't blame him because it's truly a work of art, this suspension. The ZR series from BC is phenomenal. All I gotta say is thanks for watching. If you guys liked that, you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. You always help us out so much with your subscriptions. Hit the notification bell so you can keep up to date every time we drop a video. We do our best to stay consistent and drop a new video for you guys every week. And again, tech videos. Tell us what you want to know more about. We'll get our hands on it and we'll do a tech video and let you know. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. You can come and get your suspension back. Other stuff, but you can come and get it back now.